Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP in NBA history, has announced his retirement after 16 years as a professional basketball player. The post came on Instagram a little after 5 a.m. Central Time. He was up early this morning. D. Rose provided a statement to ESPN. He said, quote, "Knowing that I gave my all to the game, I feel confident in my decision. Basketball was just the beginning for me. Now it's important that I give all to my family. They deserve that." End quote. It's a development that comes, obviously, just 3 days after the 35-year-old was released from his contract with Memphis, where he appeared in 24 games in a reduced role last season. So his career did not end with a bang. Almost none of them do. But his career, until injuries robbed him of his top-tier athleticism, does make Derrick Rose a legend of the sport. You know, he's a McDonald's All-American in high school in Chicago, an AP All-American in college at Memphis, Rookie of the Year in the NBA in 2009 with the Bulls, three-time NBA All-Star, and he is, again, still to this day, the youngest MVP in NBA history after winning that award. It was in 2011, year 3, as a professional. He did it at the age of 22. For some context, consider Zach Edey is 22 years old, and he will play his first NBA game next month. Can't wait for that. Again, Derrick Rose was the MVP of the entire NBA at the same age, which gives him a, I think, legitimate shot at the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, even if, again, the best years of his career were cut short by a series of injuries. The first one being that torn ACL in Game 1 of the first round of the 2012 NBA playoffs. That was against the Sixers.
Oh, great.
Trivia time. Big Bet Bennett. How many former NBA MVPs who are eligible for the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame are not in the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame?
I'm going to say 0.
0.
Yeah.
Every former MVP who has become eligible for the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, you need to phrase it that way. Because, like, you know, Giannis is a former MVP. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but it's because he's not eligible yet. He'll be there someday.
That's true.
So every former MVP who is eligible for the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame is in the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame. In other words, if Derrick Rose doesn't end up in the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame someday, he will be the first former MVP to not make it. How about that?
Yeah, I think too.
He could go down as the youngest MVP in history, and as the only former MVP to not make the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, if indeed he doesn't make it.
You know what's crazy about that too is I think because this, again, the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, it's your whole basketball career, right? I bet it changes things dramatically if Memphis wins that national championship.
It could.
I think it's like a no-brainer at that point because that's one of the best college basketball teams of all time if they win that championship. And you add that to his NBA resume, I think it's a no-brainer.
Maybe. He might get there even without the championship.
Sure.
But the championship would have been another accolade that would have enhanced his candidacy. But you're right. The main thing working in his favor, if it is a goal to be in the Hall of Fame, is that the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame does take into account your entire basketball career, high school, college, pro, international competitions, everything. And when you look at D. Rose's career through that spectrum, you can make a compelling case that he belongs in the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame. He was a high school All-American at Simeon in Chicago. He won 2 state championships there. His high school record was 120-12.
Okay.
So he barely lost in high school, just like he barely lost in college. College record was 38-2. Made the championship game while averaging 14.9 points, 4.7 assists, and 4.4 rebounds on the season. But then came the run through the NCAA tournament, and that's when he really took it to another level. As the story was told to me, because you got to remember, Derrick was quiet, introverted, young, and joining a Memphis program that had come off back-to-back Elite Eights and was returning 4 starters. Many of them 3, 4, even more than that years older than Derrick Rose. So he was pretty comfortable just fitting in for the most part during much of that regular season. He was not their best player. Chris Douglas-Roberts was their best player. He was not their leading scorer. Chris Douglas-Roberts was the leading scorer. He was not a first-team All-American. CDR was the first-team All-American. Derrick was, I believe, third-team AP All-American. But as the story goes, as it was told to me, at some point after Derrick, I didn't realize this till I went back and looked at it this morning, was held to single digits in points in 3 of his final 4 games heading into the NCAA tournament that year. Was held to single digits in 3 of his first 8 games as a Tiger. This sounds crazy with the benefit of hindsight, but just trust me when I tell you, there was a moment in time where Memphis basketball fans would call into local radio stations.
I remember.
And they would ask questions like, are we sure Andre Allen wouldn't be a better option at point guard?
Oh, my God.
I don't say that to get you to laugh at Andre Allen. I love Andre Allen.
I love Andre Allen, too. I'm just saying.
But that's
crazy in hindsight. Yeah.
That's where we were. There was a moment in time where, like, that happened. What I just described happened. And as the story goes, as it was told to me, the Memphis staff, obviously led by John Calipari, at some point go to Derrick Rose and they say, it's time to stop deferring. It's time to take this to another level. You're our best player. You're our most important player. You're our most talented player. We will only go as far as you take us. Let's go. And what followed is quite literally one of the greatest individual runs in NCAA tournament history.
Yeah.
He averaged 20.8 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 6 assists in 35.5 minutes per game in the NCAA tournament while shooting 51.8% from the field. He destroyed in order big brands with All-American level point guards. In the Sweet 16, it was Drew Neitzel in Michigan State. In the Elite Eight, it was DJ Augustine in Texas. In the Final Four, it was UCLA and Russell Westbrook and Darren Collison. Derrick Rose got 25 points against UCLA, went to the free throw line, shot 12 free throws in that game. That was only 1 fewer than UCLA's entire team. If you go back and watch the highlight, they couldn't stay in front of him.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.